Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Awesome. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege you've given to us today to be gathered here at your presence. I we thank you, oh Lord, for that which you have in store for us, the opportunities that abound. We thank you for your presence. We thank you for enablement and ability that you are going to be supplying to us. Father, Lord, as we continue, we pray you journey with us, Lord, and bring us to a point where you will have encounter with us beyond what we are saying here, Lord, in the name of Jesus. And at the end of the day, oh God, we will have full cause to glorify your name. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. All right.
Amen.
Once again, my name is Tolu Loshile, and like Sister Palumi said, I live in Calgary, Alberta, which is in Canada. And I must appreciate Sister Palumi for her tenacity and how she ensured that I get familiar with what will be happening today. Thank you so much for your labor of love and what you're doing among the brethren. And secondly, I want to appreciate my brother, my friend, um, Bishop Musa. Call him Bishop. I've known Bishop since 2008, and that's about 15 years now. So that is going to lead me to the first point. Just a random. I have a bunch of random thoughts here that we're gonna be talking about, and at the end of the day, I appreciate if you can ask questions. To be honest, things like this are best. We utilize time like this the best when we make it interactive and we can ask questions and we can handle specific issues. However, we'll start on this note. Like I said, I've known Bishop for 15 years. If you must advance in your career, there must be some people in your cycle who have known you for integrity, for honesty, for being you with time. If all the people you have around you are people that you met within the space of 2, 3, 4 years, those are the people that are within your cycle, then you may want to evaluate something. There are some things you're not doing right. So if you must advance in your career, in your business, or in any endeavor, there are some people who have known you for who you are. I've known the reason why myself and Bishop can still interact today, Bishop Musa can still interact today, is because of what we've known of one another when we met. And those principles that attracted us together is what is still keeping us together. I'm just dropping that there as because success don't just emerge. Success is predictable. You can predict if you're going to be successful in what you're doing. It has a formula. It's very predictable. And when you are not working on the path of success, you may want to, first of all, it's difficult actually to admit that this is going to be difficult because of your emotional investment. And the first thing you want to break is the emotional ties you have with that pattern. You know, the message you give to somebody who is working in the wrong direction is not keep going. It's not double your effort. No matter how much you double your effort in the wrong direction, you only lead to the wrong destination. So if you're working on the wrong direction, you want to stop and start doing the right thing as early as possible. Now we will be looking at these things in details. Number one, there are two when you have to do with your career or your business. I'm sorry I don't have a slide. I wish I did. Um, One thing I'll be honest with you, I've been on the road for the past 2 weeks. I came back like maybe 2 days ago, and with that, from back to back, I've been having issues from programs, so I couldn't prepare a slide. I'm very sorry about that, but I'm able to. I have some notes here which I'll be looking out, reading out from, and I'll be talking out from. So I've broken this down to two aspects. We have the physical aspect of your career and business. If you are going to utilize opportunities for growth in this. I'm a Christian. I live by Christian principle. and I'll be deceiving you if I'm not telling you that Christian principles are one of the things that's going to help you to be successful in your career and business. For every physical thing, there are the spiritual side of it. So before you start either that business or that career, the first question you might want to ask yourself is, who owns me? I don't own myself. I don't belong to myself. I am not for me. So, there's this things we've been running with, we've run with from when we were young up to now, that, oh yeah, this is my spiritual life, my marital life, my physical life, my financial life. Come on, there's nothing like that. You only have one life, which is expressed in different aspects. So if you miss it in your spiritual life, there's tendency that, or in your life, don't let me call it spiritual life, in your life, that's the spiritual walk with God, there's tendency that you will struggle in your marriage, in your finances, in your business, and in other aspects, because it is that your walk with God that is being expressed in different aspects of your life. So if I'm a Christian, I don't go to my place of job, of work, as something else. I'm still a Christian who is a professional. So if I have problem with my walk with God, it's going to express itself in my marriage, in my work, in my career, in my academics, in every other aspect of life. You don't own yourself. You belong to someone who is sending you to go and express yourself in business or in career in a particular way. I guess some of us have heard about the 7 sphere of influence. These are the 7 major aspects that every endeavor in life fall under. Everything you are doing on earth fall under a particular sphere of influence. Now, in Isaiah chapter 2, I will be referring to the scripture here because, like I said, the principle that have helped me are Christian's principles. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2. It said, verse 1, from verse 1, the word of the Lord that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 2 now said, and it came to pass in the last day that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and all the nations shall flow into it. The house of the Lord, the mountain of the house of the Lord will be exalted above the mountains. Mountains symbol sphere of influence. They represent disciplines. They represent aspect of life. So the agenda of God is that the principle that governs heaven, by which he rules heaven, will be the principle by which the sphere of influence that governs our living here on earth. So the principle of heaven will be the principle that runs this sphere of influence. And so, as a Christian, God is sending you to somewhere. You must ask, where is God sending me to? If you're unable to answer that question, you may not be able to function there. There are 7 sphere of influence. Number 1 is the family. Some people are sent in that aspect, family. Number 2, religion. Number 3, education. Some people are sent into the world of education. 4, government. Some people are sent into government. Everything they are doing should be centered around government. Media, celebration, that's number 5. Celebration, that's art, entertainment, and sport. Number 6, economics. Sorry, that's number 7, economics. So family, religion, education, government, media, celebration, economics. Economics entails business, science, technology. So your career fitting into one of these. So as a man going into one of these, you are going as an ambassador of a kingdom because you are sent to influence that. So if we must be able to influence our society, then we must be able to influence this aspect of life. I mean, if you are a man on a mission in this end time, then there must be one of these aspects that God is sending you to, and you must ask which one. You can't just dabble into anyone. You don't own yourself. You are a man on a mission. You are being sent as an ambassador of that kingdom of God. I believe all of us are Christian, and if we are not, I hope we are. So we are being sent as an ambassador to this sphere of influence, to this world, the world of entertainment, the world of economics, the world of government, the world of media, the world of religion, the world of family. So you don't own yourself, so you cannot dictate where you go. Somebody has to make that choice for you, and that person is sending you. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, because I've seen a lot of people being frustrated out of business, frustrated out of the career they chose, and that is because they went on their own. As a Christian, it must be something that must ring in your mind. I don't own myself. I don't dictate where I go. I don't dictate what I do. Someone else does. We do that, and that is the Holy Spirit. Now, I'm going to give us two people in the Bible, two examples. We're going to read the Bible a couple of times here. I'm sorry about that if you're not comfortable with that. I know we said it's business and career talk, but like I said, our career and our business must be governed by the principle of God. Now, there are two people in the Bible. I'm going to read their hand, then we'll go and look at how they got to that hand. One is Job, that's Jacob, that's in Genesis chapter 47. I'll appreciate it if you have your Bible with you and you can read that so that we can this thing can stick to our mind. Verse 9. This is Jacob, Genesis chapter 47, verse 9. And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, the days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and I have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. Here's Jacob now giving a summary of his life. Few and evil. In geology, when we're doing time scale, or when we're dating, in geological dating, when we say something is few, it means it's between 5% range. So now this man said, my life has been few. So out of the 120 that I've lived or thereabout, only few of them have been meaningful. So only 5% have been useful of all the number of years. He said, let's look at it. He said, and Jacob, he said, the days of the years of my privilege are 130 years. So this man lived 130 years. And he said, few and evil are the days of the years of my life. The one that are life out of the days I've lived, that has carried life, living out of it, are just few, because they are full of evil. That's the summary of his own life. There's another man we're going to look at, and that man is called Paul. And in Second Timothy, I want us to establish this principle before we proceed so that we can know how we can, the decision we will make in our career choices. Second Timothy, verse 4. Chapter 4. Second Timothy chapter 4, verse 7. He said, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith, and hence therefore is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give to me at the day. So this is his own hand after he has finished his own work. I know I'm going to my reward. So how did they have this different ending to their life? Let's look at the beginning. For Peter, why he was able to get to that end. Let's look at that in Act of Apostle 9. When we're done with the scripture, then we'll go straight into the business. I promise you. I'm sorry. I know it could be like you may say I've listened to sermon in church, so I thought we are coming for business talk. So why is he opening back? I promise you, we'll go into business talk. Act of Apostle chapter 9 and verse 5 to 6. This is Paul now talking, and this is Bible now talking about Paul. And he, trembling and astonished, and said, Lord, what will you have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. So at the point in the beginning of his journey, he was sensible enough to ask God, what do you want me to do? Now that you own me, where will you want me to go? Which sphere of influence are you sending me to? What exactly do you want to achieve with this life? And because he asked that question, it was directed, and we saw when he followed that direction, we saw the ending of his life. He was sure of what was waiting for him, a reward. But let's look at Jacob again, Genesis chapter 40, chapter 28 this time around. 13, verse 13, Genesis 28, verse 13. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham, thy father, and God of Isaac. The land where thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. That is God telling me his intention. Then let's go to verse 20 now. And Jacob vowed a vow, saying, if God will be with me and will keep me in the way that I will go. God said, I want to give you this land. This man said, keep me in the way that I want to go. I have something preferred. I've prepared a journey for myself. You want to give me this land, you want to keep me in this land, but I want to go somewhere else. Saying, if you will keep me in this way that I will go, and will give me bread to eat and remnants to put on. God said, I want to give you a land. I want to give you a generation. This man said, I want bread. You know, there are times in which, because of bread, we have mortgaged our careers, we've mortgaged our business, we've mortgaged the journey God wants to give it to us. And this man said, I prefer clothing, I prefer bread than the life you have in store for me, than the assignments you have in store for me. He said, so give me bread to eat and remnant to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace. Then shall the Lord be my God. God said, I am your God now. He said, no, until you give me what I'm looking for, that is when I'm going to make you my God. You know, at times you're giving God condition. The only way I'm going to serve you is because if I have this good job, if I have this good business, if you prosper, then I'll come back and serve you. Who owns you and your business? I mean, that's the question you must ask. Who did both me, my business, my idea, my mind, my head, my story, who owns us? You must be able to define the ownership before you begin anything. So if you want to have a lasting career, you must define the ownership. So we saw how Jacob went on his way. He went to his uncle's house. He got married there. He was duped. He's wasted 14 years of his life trying to marry alone. Whereas his father and his grandfather, the wife they married came to them, it was where they were, but this guy had to waste 14 years and wasted a lot of years. So the question you must ask, we are looking at the spiritual aspect of career and business now. Who owns you? You must be able to answer that question. Then where are you being sent to? Out of the 7 sphere of influence, where is he sending me to? And the third one now, how can I express my life? This Christian life, this journey, my walk with God, how can I express it in that career that I have been given. For it becomes important in that it will determine what you can do and what you cannot do. For example, somebody was talking to me about coming to work in marijuana company. It's not me. I can't do that because I can't express my Christian life in that atmosphere. By the way, marijuana is legal in North America here. So it's not against the law, but it's against God. So I know there are certain business, there are certain career I cannot choose because I know who owns me. I know where he's sending me to. And I know that I must be able to express my Christian life where he's sending me to. So if I can't express it, it means he's not sending me there. All right. Now that we are done with that about the Christian aspect of it. Now let's look at the business, the physical aspect of it. For you to be able to make progress, utilize opportunities around you for growth, there are various things you must do. One of them is that you must be able to develop a strong network through interpersonal relationship. Develop strong network through interpersonal relationship. There are some people, the people that's going to be most likely, not all the time, the people that are going to be very relevant in your career at the important stage are people that have known you over time. I can't know you in less than 6 months, and you're asking me to come and be your business partner. Somebody reached out to me recently and on LinkedIn. Is my friend on LinkedIn. I've never met him before, and he was talking to me about some big dreams of things like that. Like, I'm sorry, as long as this dream looks, as much as it looks so interesting, but I can't go, we can't do it together. Number one, I don't have the fund, and I won't go and be borrowing money to go and give to somebody I've never met before. But the people that you are most likely be able to do important things together, people that have known you over time, and you have been able to keep that connection and that network. So you must develop interpersonal relationship, develop strong network through interpersonal relationship. There's some of the things that will promote your business or promote your career are things that they are not most likely the technical skills, because technical skills can be acquired. They can send you for training to learn technical skills, but the soft skill, there are things they call soft skills. Soft skills like communication. How convincing are you when you're communicating? Like teamwork, like integrity, honesty, like punctuality. You know, there's in those days when we used to go for Deeper Life Bible studies, then there's something I learned. When we get there, no matter how early I get there, I will meet people there who are already arranging chairs, arranging things. Some people will hide in one corner, they are praying. So I learned that it's always important to go early to any appointment I'm going to. At times, I may get there an hour ahead. You won't know that some people are looking at that. Somebody who's going to give you a job will look at that, or is going to be a partner to you in your business or in your career will look at if this person has that ability or has that propensity to be coming early, then it means there's something about him. There's something about keeping details. There's something about him that we need in this business or in this career. Soft skills. You know, it may be very difficult for people who are introverts. And introverts mean they don't like communication. But you must be able to communicate. I mean, I'm not even talking about communicating the technical thing. Playfully communicate. Here in Canada, for example, if you do not know how to communicate, talk, discuss sports, discuss with your boss, discuss no, they don't allow politics much. You may not be able to, you may not be able to make progress. You must be able to interact, teamwork. How do you interact with your colleague? How do you, so you may see somebody that two people that started at the same time, but one of them has grown up to become a manager while the other one is still at the same place. One, interpersonal relationship, soft skill, people that will recommend you for promotions may not recommend you based on your technical ability, but based on your soft skill, ability for you to be able to express yourself, ability to you to. I'm going to give you an example one day. I was in an organization some times ago, and all of a sudden the leader of that organization just walked in and he looked at all of us. I was well dressed, the way I dressed, corporate dressed. Some people just wear shirt and talking about nothing, but I was corporate, dressed corporate, and he looked at everybody and he said, "We're going to choose a leader in for this team." And he looked, "You stand up. Do we all agree that this person can be our leader?" And everybody said yes. Why? Because of the way I was dressed. And I became the leader right there at the moment. Dressing. If you're coming to do a business with me, for example, I'm not going to be looking at just the proposal. The proposal is good, but I'm going to be looking at, I want to know you, and there are little details that's going to tell me about you, your punctuality for that meeting, the way you dress, the way you talk. If you are only talking about that business, then that's a red flag for me. How are you able to incorporate other factors around us into that business we are doing? Because businesses, career are not always straight line. Things happen by the way. So when things happen, do you have enough knowledge, enough experience, enough to deal with those situations? So I know people that, oh yeah, I don't like sport. Oh yeah, I don't like music. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like that. Fine, it's good. But the little things you know about every other thing that don't matter to that business will help you one day. There are some people, they say they know little about many things. Just know a little here, a little here. There's going to be a day in which that little you know in another business that is not related to your career will be the one to save you. When you are just talking with that person, one investor, and you hit that point, you don't know much about it, but you mention it. And you're like, since this person have a knowledge of this, then we have something to build on. We are not training somebody out of ignorance. We are training somebody who knows a little. Because of our time, I'm going to move a bit faster now. Now, you must be able to understand the nature of the opportunity that you have. Am I going to a career or a business? There are different between a career or business. So, however, you can build a career in your business. If you're a business owner, you can build a career in that. But as an employee, you must know, am I joining this company for a business, or I'm joining this company to build a career? What are the criteria to determine if this is a career or a business? For you to be able to make progress, you may be able to define it, make definitions. What am I into? Is it a career or is it a business? For it to be a career, this is the definition of my definition of career. An occupation undertaken for a significant period of time of a person's life and with opportunity for progress. An occupation undertaken for a significant period of a person's life and with opportunities for progress. So some things jump out to me there. It must be for a long period of time. For example, somebody comes to me and maybe comes to me and I say, okay, let me give you a real life example. A few years ago, like 2 years ago, I received an offer to come and join a company. And they told me from onset, this employment opportunity is going to be from October to around May. Superb payment, superb benefit, superb, everything superb. They are paying me significantly higher than the job I was doing then. And I was tempted because it's a big money. But I look at the definition. If I'm leaving the job I'm doing, I'm leaving a career into a business. And when the lifespan of that business ends, what do I go to? Yeah, I may look for a job, for another job somewhere, but before I get another job, I'll be home and dry. So if you are joining a company and they are asking you to take up a job offer, look at, is this company, will I be able to build a career there, or am I just in there for business? There's nothing wrong if you are in there for business. Business is that just go and do things, get money or whatever, and whatever happens later. But for career is that I want to be here or in this industry, not necessarily on the same job, but in this industry for the next 10 years, for the next 15 years, for the end of my career. So must be undertaken for a long period of time. So if you are going in there and being a geologist, that's my career, then I want to be there for at least a significant period of my life. It must have prospects to meet your financial need. That's very important. Because we said our life is interwoven. There's no spiritual life, physical life. If something is wrong with your career, it will have huge tendency to affect your work with God. It has huge tendency to do that. I mean, there was a man called Job. His career was tilted. Something happened, lost all his own. And this man began to query God, began to question God. God, me, I've not done anything. You are a righteous God. How can you do this to a righteous man? And this is a person God boasted about, and we'll be deceiving ourselves. We say that things that we experience in our career cannot affect our physical, our work with God. We'll be deceiving ourselves. So, must have ability to meet your financial need. Your children, your family are not going to hit sand, right? Should be able to provide opportunity for progress. Must be able to provide benefit, retirement benefit, end of career benefit. So if you are in any endeavor that doesn't have those ones, you are not into a career. You don't have a career. You may have a job, but not a career. You may have a business, but not a career. And I will advise you, no matter what, ensure you have a career. Ensure you are in a job that gives you a career. There are some company, or there are some, company, I call them the sinking ship company. Sinking ship company are company in which there is just one person or few people who owns it, but the business is run by them. If anything happens to the man in charge, the whole business collapses. I mean, there was a company in which they have few, maybe like 10 people working for this man. And all of a sudden, one day just came, say, hey, people, I'm relocating to Europe. So everybody to your tent of Israel. The business cannot continue without him because it's the only one that have the contact. It's the only one that knows the nitty-gritty of the business it's the only one that can run it. Nobody can run it. And without him, the business is over. So, and the man relocated. So what happened? Everybody back to labor market. In that kind of a environment, if you are building a career, then you are not doing well to yourself. You are trying to stay there for long. I'm not saying you should not join sinking ship company. You can do that. There was this story of a man, a woman called Abigail in the Bible. She was married to a businessman, so they were into that business together. But the wisdom by which Nabal, the husband, ran the business, he ran into such a way that there cannot never be a career in that business. And immediately this man died. What happened? Abigail, to your tent, Israel, she left. So at times you may be in that sinking ship business. They have their own advantage. The advantage is that it gives you opportunity to save. You save money. I mean, it's better than nothing. That there's no career here doesn't mean that you just sit down at home and be watching TV. You can save to train yourself to get opportunity to enter into the career you want. Number two, they are also good in the technical ability in that because it is one-man business and few people who are working for him, you have the ability to learn. You can learn the technical things. You can learn the details. You can build connections. You can build contacts, interpersonal relationship. You develop your interpersonal relationship. people that you are afraid to talk because there are only 5 people there. You can talk to 5 people, unlike when you are facing 2,000 people. So you can build your skills there. Use that to be a stepping stone to build yourself. And then you don't wait till that ship sink before you leave. Leave when you have what you're looking for. If you stay there, the destination of such company, we know that it's going to bring tears to some people. But the question is, are you going to be among the people that's going to that's going to have tears? A sinking ship company, they are good because they are one-man business. I can remember then I joined a company that the first company I worked for after I graduated was a one-man business. We're just 4 people there. He promised me that he was going to pay me little salary because he said he was going to train me, give me training so that I won't need to pay for those training. So I will take less pay. All right, which is good. But along the line, I discovered that they are not training anywhere. He told me I'm going to be the head of the administration, but there was no administrative work there. It was just using us as sales guys, just help him get clients. And the details of how the business is running, nobody knows. So what I did, I was saving, and the money was not too much because after transportation and feeding, you're left with nothing. So I was saving the little I could save then. Then I was meeting with people through in that organization. I was doing what I could do. And when I found something else, I left. Oh yeah, they claim, oh yeah, you're not loyal. The truth of the matter is that everybody is into business to make career, to make money. The level of your loyalty to a sinking ship company is going to determine how much pain you'll be able to bear. No, to be honest, now I don't know where the company is. I don't think the company is existing again. But if I've stayed there for like 10 years of my life, at the end of the day, I'm living with nothing. But I've been able to be with him, learn from him, learn how to interact with people, learn how to live in a corporate environment. That's enough for me. That's my gain there. And when the opportunity came, I left. So you must be able to identify the opportunities you have. Is it a career? If it's a career, then it's worth investing. You can now imagine if all the money I'm gaining, then I'm using it to train myself on how to function in that shipping and sinking ship company. So I'm functioning well, being a good, but at the end of the day, the company fold down or fold up. So what happened to all the training I've got? They are not transferable skills. They are not something training I can use in another company. So what happened to that? But if you are in a career that will last long, then you can invest. Even if your company is not going to invest in you, you can invest in yourself because you know that this is for a long run. And even if this company is not going to appreciate these skills I've learned, you can transfer it to another company because these are transferable skills. So you must be able to identify the business I'm running. Is it a sinking ship business? Yeah, it's good at times because then we understand the nature of Nigeria. So based on this, you should be able to ask yourself certain questions. Now, when we're talking about either shipping, sinking ship, or a career, there is something I want to mention also. What you study in school does not necessarily have to be what you practice. The fact that God asks you to go and study engineering does not mean that God wants you to practice as an engineer. At times, the reason why God actually directs you to go and study that course is because He just wants you to be in an environment where you can interact with other disciplines. As an engineer in your school, maybe in UI or in University of Ilorin or wherever you studied, or Uniben, you should be able to interact with accounting students, interact with medical doctors, medical students, interact with art students, such that you have learned a year a little, dare a little, and improve on yourself. If all you have after you graduated from your school is ability to think as an engineer because you study engineering, if that is all you are, then the essence of going to school has been defeated. Because you are not just going, the school is not just, you are not just going to school to study engineering and become an engineer. You're studying, you go to you went to that school, you're going to that school to be able to know how to interact with your environment through the skill called engineering that will be blended with the little knowledge you learn from the accounting student, the little knowledge you learn from medical student, the little knowledge you learn from art student. So when you are coming out as an engineer, you are not thinking just like an engineer. You are an engineer that can think like an accountant. You are an engineer that can think like like an art student or like a medical student. You're an engineer with flair and flavor to you. And that's why in a dynamic environment like Nigeria, you must be able to interact with many field and many world. Otherwise, you'll be irrelevant. I believe we're still together. I believe somebody's still hearing me. So how do I, if I'm in a career, that's just by the way, if I'm a career, what do I do? If you're in a career, you know, this is a career, then you must be able to take advantage of the environment. If it's a career, it's not a sinking ship. Because we said it's for a long run, then how can I perpetuate myself in that long run? There's something called certification. If this job you have is going to fetch you a career, then it is as a must, as a matter of necessity, you make it compulsory for yourself to get certified in that industry. Oh yeah, I have a friend then, I know someone, not really a friend, but someone, when we're in NY, when we're serving, this guy said he studied business management or something, yeah. So they brought some courses, professional courses to us then in Corpus Lodge to do. That's Nigerian Institute of Management. I'm a science student, I'm a geologist. But I took it because I want to learn about management. Here is somebody who studied business management. It didn't appeal to him at all. I'm not going to study. No, it doesn't bother me. Nothing. He went through all the service year and he did not get certified. Now, after he graduated, for him to get that certified, he has to pay maybe times 10 of that amount. And as a certified professional, there is an advantage it gives to you. Now, some industries require it for you to be able to practice in that industry. For you to be able to practice at all, you must be certified. E.g., in Nigeria, I know that for you to be able to practice as an engineer, a top engineer, you must have your REng. For you to have a leverage in the accounting industry, you must have ICANN and all that. So after graduating, for you to be able to perpetuate yourself in that career, get certified. Number one, it fetch you added advantage in negotiating for pay rise. You can get promoted easily with that. You know, something happened to me sometimes ago. I was going to move from one department to another department, and I just got my own certification. I've been working towards it, and I got that certification. Now, when I came, they were underpaying me when I came to join the company. But now that I got that certification, and I'll be moving to another department, I saw that as a window of opportunity. And I went to my manager and said, I've gotten this certification now. I've learned this, and I'll be learning new skills now. I need a pay rise. And oh yeah, something. Well, he complained. Later, I said he was going to look into it. And a few days later, I got the letter. They've given me a pay increment. Now, there is another colleague of mine that went ahead of me, actually, maybe a week before me, to negotiate a pay increase also. And they told him no, that it is against the company policy. We don't do pay raise for people like this, but we're in the same shoe. But what is the difference between me and him is that I got certified. So in your industry, what are the certifications in that industry? If utilize opportunities for your growth in that career, get certified. Another thing, being certified at premium to you. It means that you are being certified to be able to function in that discipline, and you have been certified that this person, what you claim to be, you are actually truly the person. Some companies actually need it for them to negotiate contracts. Like, oh yeah, we have 7 certified professionals working with us. That helps them in winning contracts. So if they gain more contracts, then they will look favorably at you because you're helping them in growing their remember, this is a long run. Career is a long run. It's not just a short thing. So if you're going to be there for a long time, then why don't you invest in yourself to get certified? Then it's an avenue to get promoted. Like in my company, there are some people with PhD, they are PhD holders, and the people who are their boss don't even have bachelors. They have diploma. So the manager is a diploma holder, while the people at the bottom are PhD holder. Guess what's the difference? The manager is certified, has certification in that industry. Professional certification, that's what I mean now. Certification in that industry. While the PhD holder has nothing. And he's complaining, oh yeah, it's discrimination. How can this person diploma be being my manager? Sorry, go and get your certification. If you must increase, get certified, get attested to that you are a true professional. Then another thing you must leverage on, because we said this is a long career, is undertaken for a long period of time, and it must meet financial need, and it must be able to give opportunity for progress. If they don't meet those criteria, then that's not a career. You're in a business or you're in something else. What are the latest technology in that industry? If your company are not going to send you for training, send yourself for training. When you come back, you have better leverage to negotiate a pay rise. I know a man when I was on IT, then there was a company called Syscon I worked with in Warri Delta State. There was this guy. The guy is good. He has all the certification. And the company were afraid they're going to lose him. Guess what they did? They built a whole new department for him. A whole new department. He knew he would now become the HOD, the head of that department. He was the one running that aspect of the business of that company. So partly he was a joint owner. Why? He learned the new skills in that industry. He got certified. So I understand, maybe as a teacher, as a geography teacher, what are the skills, what are the software, what are the technologies that I can use to train my student better, that can help them? It gives you, the school will not want to lose you. Your company will not want to lose you if you know it. The latest technology. What are the latest technology in your industry? Because at times we are looking at what the company will do for you first. At times you look for what you do for yourself that will make you outstanding. Like I used to tell myself, I'm not looking to be the best, as strange as that may be, but I'm looking to be the best of myself, to do my best. You may never be the best, because if you have like 5,000 people or maybe 20 people in your department, some are naturally gifted, but doesn't mean that they will be the leader. It doesn't mean that they will be the one in charge. But how everybody is able to apply himself is what is going to determine how you can grow in that career. There are some people that are naturally intelligent, very, very intelligent. You may not be able to compete with them, maybe if your level of intelligence is not as high as them. But there are certain things you can do to beat the people who are very intelligent. One, get certified. Learn the latest technology. When he is busy applying intelligence, you are busy applying technology which is faster than the intelligence is applying. Put yourself in a position where you can be seen as the best, even if you are not the best, because you have what they don't have. Now, at the initial stage of your career, the first thing you must go for is knowledge, not money. Now, when I got here in Canada, I did a course, and I got two job offer. So I worked to one of my instructors then. and I presented the two offers. One is paying almost time two of the other. And the instructor looked at me and said, depends on what you want out of your life. So if you're looking for a career, you want to build a career, go for this one that's paying less. Because then in how it works, if you are in engineering, geological engineering aspect, you should be able to work in construction. So in construction, you should be able to learn concrete, soil, and asphalt analysis. Those are the three basic material they use. So he told me in this company that is paying less, they will teach you concrete, soil, and asphalt. But in this company that is paying high, they are going to teach you only asphalt. So if you want the money, go for asphalt, go for this company. They are both of them are government company, government department. Go for asphalt if you want money. But if you want experience and you want to perpetuate yourself in this career and this industry, go for the one that is paying less. Reluctantly, I did that. I went for the one that I was trained. So when I left after my internship, few months later, I moved to another town and I applied. And when they saw my resume, somebody that knows asphalt, soil, and concrete, this is an asset. And that's why I got my first job. But if I've learned just one thing, then I will have made money, I will have finished the money, but I will have been back to business. Or not business in a real sense of business, but in a short-term job. So you must be able to define what is it I want to do. Am I into this for a career? Am I into this for business? And also always have updated resume at any point of your life. We'll be rounding up now, a few more minutes. At any point of your life, I'll always have updated resume. Your resume must be able to tell the world what you do, how you do it, and the importance to the company you work for. So if I say I'm a soil analyst, I must be able to say I analyze soil using this technology or this method in a fast manner, and it's yielded so and so amount or so and so result for my company. Put your best foot forward. Tell us who you are, what you did, and tell us the importance to your company. Always, never be at any moment where you don't have updated resume or just write a resume. I have ability to use Microsoft Word. Yes, you can use Microsoft, but what is the importance of using Microsoft Word to your company? So we said the career must be able to meet your financial need. So in order for you to be able to meet your financial need, you must position yourself to be able to attract pay raise. We've talked about that. You must be certified, learn new technology, know when to negotiate. You can't just negotiate at any. There are some specific moments you can negotiate. You can't just negotiate anytime. Because of time, we won't be going to that in details. Now, if you're in a career, demand for opportunity, demand for additional responsibility. Because we said that career must give you opportunity to make progress. One, long time. Two, meet your financial need. Three, progress. Opportunity to make progress. Now, one of my friend, he went to meet his supervisor sometimes and asked, hey, I need a pay raise. And they said, no, we can't give you a pay raise. If only be in this company for so time, it's against the company policy. And he said something, okay, if you can't give me a pay raise, then I need added responsibility in this position. Wow, like, how can that from pay raise to revenue? Yeah, they don't know why he's asking. And this is why he's asking. If you give me added responsibility, I'm doing responsibility of people that are above me. So at the end of the day, when there's opening in that position, the company will consider me because I have experience in that higher position. And they would rather prefer me, who is an insider, who have knowledge, to practice for that position than to hire somebody they will be training from afresh. And if there is no opening at all, because now you have given me higher responsibilities and I've done well in it, I can carry my bag and go to another company in an higher position where I'm going to be getting higher pay. So either way, it is still the same thing. So if either you give me a pay raise now or I'll go and get it somewhere. They gave him the higher responsibility now. And in short time, I'm sure it's going to move. So you must be strategic about it. If they're not going to give you a pay raise, don't worry. Keep doing what you're doing. Ask for higher responsibility. And when you have higher responsibility, you are positioning yourself, because at that higher responsibility, the people you interact with are different from the people you interact with in the lower responsibility. You are interacting with the big people now, people that matter. Remember, we said you must be able to take advantage of your network. So if you are working with a sphere of people within whose influence are limited because of their junior staff, but when you begin to work with people who are senior staff, those ones have higher information, higher power to influence things on your direction. Now, then you must be able to have, in that career must be able to have benefits, must be able to give you benefits, retirement benefit. You will not always be young forever. If you're in a company that don't have benefit, talk to them. Tell them to be deducting a little amount from your salary and be keeping it for you as a pension. You don't want to be a liability when you are old, because then you don't have power to do many things. Now, you said you must be able to define if what you're doing is a career or if it's just a job. A job is something you can just, the position you're having, the length of time doesn't matter. You're just in there for the work, for the money. But I will advise you, if what you have now is a job, keep doing it with the aim of transiting into a career. And this also is applicable for the business owner. If you're a business owner, you must be able to define what I'm doing now. Is it a career, or am I just doing this just for me? Like we said, some company now, they are sinking ship. With the company I'm running, is it a sinking ship? Now I can remember my dad has a company that is one-man business, and he was able to, like in construction, he was making money, but it's a sinking ship because he's the only one that is doing it. None of his children are going. It's not going to be transgenerational. None of his children are into that field. So once it's done, it's done. The company is over. But because he was wise enough, he was able to diversify. He knows that. So the money was making in that one-man construction business was diversifying it into farming. That can be transgenerational. So as a businessman, if you're in a sinking ship business, diversify. Diversify. Never have all your eggs in one basket. Guess what happened then? One single governmental policy happened, and he could not practice his construction practices anymore. If he had not diversified, he has nothing to fall into. So now he's fully into his farming now, and he's doing good. Another thing, one mistake you don't want to make as a business owner is this. You don't want to monetize every relationship you have. No. And even in a career too, you don't want to monetize it. There are certain people that they are in your life not to finance you. Like there's this thing we used to say, oh yeah, oh God, send me my destiny helper. Sorry, there's nobody who is strong enough in this world that can help my destiny except Jesus. So if all your prayer, oh God, I'm waiting for a destiny helper, you are actually using men to replace God. I was talking with somebody sometimes ago, oh yeah, I was yeah, the destiny helper God has sent to me and all that and all that. And he began to tax me. Oh, money, I need money for this. Oh, girl, this is what I'm going. It got to a time, because the person you're asking to give you money always to has issues is going through. It got to a time like we could not have normal conversation outside of money issue again. And it got to a time that that relationship just began to fizzle out. Now, if I'm thinking about people that we can do things together, it's not one of the few people I'm going to think about, because this person is just in there to take advantage, have money, and all that. Don't be that person. Don't be, when people see you coming, they want to hide. The person that's going to give you the link, some people are just there. All that we have to do for you that's going to change your life will be linking, give you a link or give you a piece of information. While you are talking, you just mention something in the past. You just go and Google it and you see that that's an opportunity for you. Now, I think I should probably stop here for now and see if we have questions and be able to entertain questions.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless you. This has really been enlightening. It's good to have you teach us about business and career. I never even knew that there was a difference between career and business. I can only imagine that I am this years old getting to know the difference between career and business. God bless you so much, sir. So please, if we have questions, let's just signify and ask our speaker so we can do justice to our questions.
Okay, if there's no
Please, can we hear
question,
me?
can
Does
we?
anybody have questions so we don't keep our speaker waiting?
Okay, if there is no question, let me make a comment. Can we hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I want to say thank you to my dear friend. As he said, we have known since 2008. I know him. I think I've told you a story about him, and that is what we try to teach you people: friendship with benefit. When he came to, he graduated from FUTA, yes, I remember. He was a prayer secretary for NIPEC then. He came to Benin to do his IT and share prayers with our prayer secretary in Univen. And he stated something there that a lot of things were happening in Futa then, and the Christian body was silent and until they lost one of their own. And they were praying, and God said, the death of others mean not to them. Now that they lost their own, they were concerned. And that is one of the reasons I told us guys that I put this together so that the younger generation are listening. Look at what you are benefiting. We didn't know this once. I told you something yesterday when we were planning for this meeting. Quite unfortunate that some people were sending me message they don't have data. It's not like I can't send you data. But I've learned one thing. All this knowledge is for you. That is just the truth. You send me you don't have data. This is a program we've been planning for 2 months. And now you are telling me you don't have data to go on Telegram. Some have chatted me personally. Not because I can't send you data. But if you believe you want to benefit from the lesson, I believe those of us that are smart enough to utilize this knowledge. True or yes, that's just the truth. Even myself, I'm learning. I sit down to learn, not because I have not known many things, but many things he said today, he said it from a different perspective. That is just the truth. He stated from a different perspective. I want to say thank you very much, Mr. Oluoshile. Thank you very much. This one is quite insightful. In fact, the best thing that I learned from all what you said was if you double up your effort in wrong direction, you will never make headway. But that thing touched me. I remind me of a picture one time that I saw somewhere and I put it. I was stunned that a man was catching fish. He was in the direction where the fish, and behind him was fish. So sometimes we look at the wrong direction. Thank you very much. So please, those of you that are here, like that. If nothing seems to your head in this, then this. So here people say double or double more effort, and you are putting more effort in the wrong direction. I bet you. In fact, the thing just keep ringing in my head, and they reconfigure some things in my head. So you do it like this, do it, keep doubling effort. What are you doubling effort? I dearly appreciate that particular wisdom that you shared. It's a very rare one. That's the truth. It's a very rare um it's a very rare knowledge that you share to us. And also we talked about certification. Please, he has told you certification is very, very important. It's very, very important. Like he said, there was a lecture of ours when we're doing education, we tell us, uh, if you when you want to employ, say, do you have theory? Now you got to say he was looking for worker, and one of my classmates told him, he says, "Sir, can you pay 1 million?" And we started laughing. We're laughing, but that's true because that's what he used to tell us. You are not satisfied. We are laughing teacher. Oh, yeah, go pay us the money now. So they begin to negotiate. And the father they said, so my classmates, because I graduated from Corona also, they were proud. Not that they were proud. You're the one that taught them that once you are certified, you can ask. Now they are telling you what they want. Now they are joking. Some of them say they want 400,000, 500. They are telling them they want to pay 150. After they pay that much fees to go to school. So that's another thing they say. You have already put in this mind of this young one. Almost everybody here are students, apart from Sule and Martins, who are just graduating. I believe this knowledge, they will run with this knowledge. So I want to say thank you. Our friendship for years, over 15 years, has been a blessing to me also. I really respect and cherish the friendship. Now, also concerning the turnover, we are many in the main WhatsApp group. We are about 40, but trust me, youth always have complaints. The reasons why we put up this mentorship program was that I am tired of answering questions one after the other. Some people will call me and say they have problems. Okay, let us put it together. Let us sort it out. We won't call for meeting. I believe for next quarter, I will not be attending to students individually or my mentees individually. We will be happy to do a meeting. So if you can, if because if you have personal access, most of them they abuse that privilege. So I don't know if you have any questions to ask. You can ask. Thank you, brother, so
Hello.
much, man. On behalf of my mentorship team.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear
Hello.
you.
Can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you, Martins.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, sirs. Good evening, ma. Um, I have no excuse for coming late, but I'm really, really grateful. I'm really grateful, and I appreciate this. From the little time I joined first, when I heard something regards my job and making sure it's turning to a career as well, and also lands under the aspect of monetizing whatever I'm doing. Not just appreciate, not we can appreciate friendship or relationship with people, but making sure there is benefit to it, that there's profit you can see to it. And if I would ask a question, last week I didn't have job last week. I'm an event planner and decorator rather, and I'm skillful in the work of my hands. Let me use the opportunity to advertise myself. I can be a balloon artist. Most people know me for a florist. I plan events for some people, whichever event they're having as well. And the last time we had such thing similar to this, which we had someone teaching us from abroad, told us to um, link up with someone that we know. And I also contacted someone like a mentor to me, which I did as my assignment, fulfilling it and rapport with the person who is in Ibadan. I also went to my boss last month and I talked to him. He also advised me as well. I'm looking forward to it. I'm graduating. I'm a finalist. Then I had sat down and reasoned how should I be making my income even after now. I've also looked at it that what if a situation like the pandemic that happened 2 years ago happened again, and places are shut down, no events, all that. And what do I plan to look into it? Whichever place I may be, I've successfully gotten one that I can be doing, which is something that is indispensable. People always need it to serve the society, and I can monetize it. Now I'm having fear that people are many in this thing. That's my question. People are many. will I make success of it? I'm not I'm not looking down on myself or making taunts of myself that I can't make success in it. I'm like, my call is bridging. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I
Hello,
can
please,
hear
can
you.
you hear me?
You
Yeah.
got a
So
bit cut off there.
I'm having fear in is that what if I venture into this and many people are into it? They are not many people are into it. Will it hinder me and will I have a means to stop? What should be my motivating factor in it that when I'm not having a turnout, I'm not having a jealousy kind of but I have a mind of competition in me. When I see people in this my business collecting jobs back to back from clients and I'm not me. I'm sorry, your call is interrupting me. It worries me and making me not to like making me look down myself. I don't mean looking down myself. Like I got depressed sometimes that why am I? And sometimes like the last time, and which had helped me to now I have to just talk with my inner self, saying that as a man thinks so is that Mr. Mojibi advised me and talked to me about some things also. Let me not look at others to bring me down. So let me reiterate my question back that what if I venture into this my business and other people there's competition within it? What should I do as a businessman? Because I'm looking at myself the next 2 months as a business person. I'm setting my agenda, my financial calendar, my financial set that I want to believe by January, February, I should be making my millions. That's my question.
Awesome. That's a wonderful question. I must say that is a question from somebody who's thinking about the future. That's a question from somebody who is thinking outside of the box. And I salute your courage for taking the initiative to start a business in the environment you are, Nigerian environment. We know it's not too accommodating to young business owner. But however, we must be very factual. There are questions you must ask yourself. This business, before I begin to invest into it, am I in it for a career? Because your business can be your career. But am I in it? Is it a sinking ship? There are characteristics of a like I said, sinking ship business or sinking ship jobs are not bad, but they are for a purpose. If you are the purpose of a sinking ship, you are imposing it on a career, you are going to fail. If you are expecting the benefit of a career from a sinking ship, you will fail. What are the characteristics of a sinking ship? One, it is not built to outlive the owner. If anything happens to the owner, if you are sick, or if you are unable to carry out your business, or to carry out your source of income ends, there are no people that can go and be making the money for you. You don't have a system that can be running without your input, daily input. You have to be physically there for you to make that money. The business contacts are the people the owner is doing repeat business with. You only have the same people you are doing business with, and they are people known to you alone. And in this case now, like a florist, I don't think you have opportunity for more repeat business. Like if I'm buying flowers from you or decoration from you, I probably won't need flower and decoration from you next week. If I'm doing an event, the event I'm doing will probably be maybe I'm doing my birthday or I'm decorating my house. The decoration I have for my house or for that event will probably I won't need it until next week. So you can't do repeat business for me regularly. There are no possibility for growth. Possibility to increase. Okay, now I started as this, like if you invite people into that business to join you, maybe you employ somebody, does that person have opportunity to grow? The only way he can grow is to go and start his own. So if you are in a sinking ship business, I will advise you, the money you are making now is to be diversified into something that can be more sustaining. Or you expand the business so that the florist aspect of it is not just the only thing. I have a brother then. during the pandemic, he has two big businesses, but the pandemic occurred and he knocked off the two of them. He had no money, and he was telling me, okay, he want to go and sell his land so that he could feed, because he has three children and a wife, and both of them out of job for. He was running a school. He has a school on his own. He was running a school, and so no school was closed down. Everything was closed down, and the other business too closed down. And he said he was going to. I told him no. You cannot sell a landed property to feed. You are mortgaging the future for the now. Keep your landed. No hunger, no hardship should make you mortgage the future for the now. No hunger should make you sell a landed property. If you are selling a landed property, it is for the essence of investing into something that will yield for the future. So this, your business, I will advise you, now that you are a student, you don't have many responsibility. Do as much as you can. Save money, either to expand this business to incorporate other things. You can become a interior decor, events. Yeah, you said you're an event planner and all that. You can expand it in such a way that you are moving into construction materials itself. People always build house. They will always build house in Nigeria. They will always. You'll be surprised that a business like doing this framing, Almaco framing, you will be surprised of how much it earned. My dad was talking to me about somebody then who was working in a bank. He opened a Almaco company for his wife, and the business was so lucrative because he knew how to fix it, and he's the one selling the material. So people are coming to buy from him, and people are also calling him to come and fix for them. So he became like a sole distributor in Ondo State. And now this man, who was a top um, officer in a bank, he resigned his banking job to come and be sitting and be monitoring that business. Now that business is no longer a sinking ship. It's now a career, a business career for him, because they have now inculcated training to it. So without him, there's a syllabus that can teach people and make money from training. If you limit this to just decorating, where you are just running from bus to bus, from place to place to decorate, and the future may not be smiling too well for you in an environment like Nigeria. In another environment, it may be okay, but in an environment like Nigeria, it may not be smiling. Expand this to include other things, or save money and go and start what you think your career will be. So use this as a sinking ship business to learn, to save, to gather money, save in trickles and buy in bulk. In businesses like this, I discover that people say, oh, I don't have money. I'm trying to gather money. Save in trickles. This is how I save in trickles. If I go out today, I have 20 naira in my pocket that I'm going to spend for today. If I eventually I come back, I discover that I only spent 5 naira. The 15 naira there that I didn't spend, it's not my own. It's for savings. I take it. When I was in Nigeria, then I have a bank account that I deliberately did not collect ATM for. So any loose change, 10, 20 naira, 15 naira, 100 naira, 10, 1,000 naira in my pocket, I go to the bank on my way to work. I dump it there. I go. I know that I cannot collect it again, because Access Bank then, for you to collect your money, the queue is long than is. So I know I can't go and do on that queue. So I know that money is gone for saving forever and ever. So saving trickles. But by the time I look at one time like that, I look at how much I have in that account. Wow, I've had 50,000 naira in that account, out of saving 10 naira to 20 naira, and with that is the amount, that money, I use it to do something huge for myself. When I was about to leave, I think that was what I used to buy my tickets when I was about to leave Nigeria, you know. So what is your vision for that business? Define it, be sincere in your definition. As it is now, it is a sinking ship business, but it doesn't have to always be a sinking ship business. But let's be sincere with where we are. God was talking to Abraham. He said, look from where you are. Don't look from where you are not. Don't look at it from the future. Stay here in the present and look at it. This business, this is the limitation. These are the conditions. And what is the essence of this business? Is it I want to build a career out of it? Then you must begin to think about expanding it. You can include Almaco, you can include selling building materials, selling other materials, training people. The training people, what people don't know, you think when you train people, you think you have more competitor. But when you train people, You are not losing money, you are getting money because you are not giving them anything out of your business other than idea. And because you are genuine, you will always be ahead of the people you train. If I train you how to wash clothes today, most likely I will always know how to wash clothes than you because I'm building on my knowledge. You are building from the scratch. I'm building on what is already existing. So I'm thinking ahead. You can build that business in such a way that you have help. People can begin to order or buy materials from you on help. Don't look that, don't do this. Apologies to those that don't understand Yoruba. Don't do the co-work business in which let me just go and hustle here and hustle here, take 10 naira here, use it to eat tomorrow. I don't have anything again. Go there, use it to collect money here, use it to eat, and just hustle up and down. No, have a plan to expand that business. Have a plan to have it developed to an international standard that somebody in Dubai can, you are visible to somebody in Dubai and they can make business with you from Dubai. You are not there now, but begins to plan towards that progress. And that's the advice I will have for you. Is anybody there? Is there any other questions? Or if anybody wants to add something?
In fact, the thing is, this is the longest we've had, and we are not tired. It's very unlikely. So, Balumi, over to you. So, you know what to do.
All
All
right,
right, let
sir.
us
Right.
let us introduce ourselves, please. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you so
uh,
much. You can speak Martins if you want to speak.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Actually, I really appreciated what I just listened to, and my mind was that people are many in my events industry, so and I look into other things that people are in need of bosses to help them move things. I'm having a cooperative with my church to get a truck. Um, and two particular savings aside that. Then there's something I want to go into when I thought about it. Hotels, clubs, and parties, they are always in need of ice. When a country that will not always get 24 power supply, and people are in clubs, they may need ice in their glass of cups and wines. So I now made a thought that as a last week, it dropped in my mind last week Tuesday, why I sat down to reason for some while, and I said, let me write the vision and make it play. So we're able to fly or run with it rather. So that I want to set up, even it's in Abeokuta here or in Lagos. But with this you've said, saying Abraham said, looking from this side where he is. So I feel I'm having a dilemma that is it fine in Lagos, which is my most productive means of making income, or here in Ogun State, Abeokuta. So and I'm also looking at the percent that Abeokuta is favorable before, but now permits me to say to me as my own decision that I'm okay in Abeokuta here, starting up the business in Abeokuta here, making an ice machine to make up those kind of things. From there, and I'm pausing into other parts which I have planned to make other my business to grow. So I'm really delighted to listen to this from you. I'm really grateful. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It's a real pleasure to have you. As Bishop rightly said, this is the longest we have had, and it is not tiring at all. It's amazing how we are growing up. We are growing old and we're not growing up. Because I can imagine that I thought I knew the difference between career and business. Not until today. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I am sure that my teammates are grateful as I am, and we look forward to having you teach us again in the future. So we hope that you will respond to us the next time that we'll need you to teach us again. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you everybody for coming out today. Thank you, Martins. Thank you, Taiwo. And thank you, Laisi. Thank you so much for turning up. Showing up is one of the things that we have learned to do. And God bless you. God bless you. I think we can call it a night here. So I'll try to save the recording here so we can always download and listen to it again. Let's have a good night rest. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you
Good
so
night,
much.
everyone. Thank you very much. I'm grateful once again. Thank you.
Okay.